Many people never achieve theirs. They have too many toxic, negative energy lives. And you have to have goals outside of your comfort zone that will challenge you, because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been. And you got to have a mentor experience who's been there, and as out of that relationship, because you can't see the picture in the frame. The great never won a championship. Done. Jackson.
Testing. Hey, my mic has been muted. You can hear me now? Man, I've been talking, and my mic has been muted. My bad. Okay. My bad. If you didn't hear what I was saying welcome to my channel. Okay. This is RC Community TV. I am your host, Mr. RC himself. Okay. I was talking, I've been in here almost 20 minutes just talking, and it don't even seem like that you guys was hearing me out there. I just checked it, and my mic was muted. So it's my bad. This is live, so I'm not going back and redo anything. Uh, I love sometimes the imperfection in me, right? That just shows you how real of a person that I am. Uh, because no matter what, like I say, my mic been muted 15 minutes, right? And ain't nobody heard anything, right? But guess what? I'm still going to keep going on with this live. And what I was saying before, since you guys didn't hear me, uh, this is my great mentor, Mr. Les Brown. Um, hey, I owe I owe a lot to this guy for really helping me see my soul. Okay, making me dig down deep inside of my heart and my soul, and giving me the courage to do this thing that I have been challenged to do. Okay, uh, like I say, we all have a story. It just depends on how you feel about your story. It depends on how you grown through your story. And it just depends on your heart, okay, of how you feel about your story. Okay. So we're not going to get too much into it since I've been talking for 15 minutes and my mic been muted. I want y'all to listen to Mr. Les Brown. He's going to tell you a little bit about his story and how did he change his life. And it's sort of the same with all of us. Okay. So let's listen to Mr. Les Brown here.
So you've got to have someone that can something in you that you can see, that can take you to that you can't go by yourself.
Hey everyone, welcome to Impact Theory. Today's guest is a best-selling author and one of the most lauded and sought-after speakers on the planet. But nobody would have predicted that given where he started. Born on the dirty floor of an abandoned building, he and his twin brother were later adopted and raised as two of 7 children to a single mother who struggled to make meat. He was deemed teachable, but kid, and classmates referred to him as the dumb twin. Despite, however, motivational tapes one of his most successful customers was listening to turn his life around. He began reading and drinking in as much wisdom as humanly possible, and after relentlessly improving his skill set and receiving encouragement from mentors, he stepped into what he now calls Power Voice. Since then, he has hosted popular national TV and radio Chicago area Emmy, spoken to crowds as 80,000 people, written best-selling books, and received the National Speakers Association's most prestigious award, the Golden Gavel. He was named by Toastmasters International as one of the top 5 outstanding speakers in the world, and he's been featured by NBC, Success Magazine, Inc., and the Washington Post, to name but a few. So please, help me in welcoming the man who refused to accept the limitations placed on him by others, the multiple-term state representative for Ohio, who can count AT, Disney, and IBM among his staggering client roster. One of the most powerful orators and teachers of our time, Les Brown. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Great, thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Dude, it is so good to have you. You are an chills-inspiring, goosebump-giving, really extraordinary to witness, and becomes all that much more powerful knowing that you didn't start there, that wasn't sort of naturally, your beginning, and you've called life a battle for terror.
That the things that you get in life, Frederick Douglass said, not get everything that we fight for, but everything we get, it will be a fight. So I love the quote that life is a fight for territory. And once you stop fighting for what you want, what you don't want will automatically take over. Like getting ready to come to you, I want to just, first of all, thank you. I watch you and I study you, and you have had some incredible guests that impacted my life. And preparing to come here, I'm being treated by Cancer Centers of America for 4th stage cancer, which I've been kicking cancer's butt for 27 years. And I've been working on getting a 6-pack before getting here. I still got 1 pack. And I've been working to get some muscles so I can wear my t-shirt, but they weren't large enough, so I wore a long sleeve.
That's amazing, man. Talk to me about cancer. Such an upbeat attitude about it. It's really pretty extraordinary. Was that your initial reaction? Did you go through a trough of despair when you first got diagnosed? Like, how have you framed that?
Dr. Alfred Golson, who has since passed.
Now, testing. Now, yes, he has been fighting cancer for over 20 some years. This here man is actually still living. Okay. So when you look at cancer and how it takes out a lot of our loved ones or whatever the case may be, you literally have to find something to really have hope, right? To really be inspired by, right? This guy right here, he's been actually fighting cancer for 20 some years. Okay. So he's a survivor, right? Not only a survivor, he is also a person that you can look at and say to yourself, if he actually can fight cancer, can live this long and have an up-tempo mindset, up-tempo beat to life, we have to look at ourselves and be like, if we facing challenges in our lives, if this guy can literally fight cancer for this many years, it shouldn't be nothing for us as people to fight the circumstances or the challenges in our lives, right? So let's just listen to him for a second, okay? Stay in here with me for a minute, okay? I know over there on the other channel, me being on that so long can become challenging. But if you got to go in and come back out or whatever, please do. But let's just listen to this for a while, okay?
Was a very unusual guy. And he told me, he said, Mr. Brown, you have cancer. I said, can you give me a second opinion? He said, yes, and you're ugly too.
Great idea, can come from anywhere.
I said, oh my God. I didn't have a chance to have fear because, those three words, you have the most feared words in 7 different languages. I saw it as a fight. And from that time to this time, my PSA was 2,400. And that stands for prostate specific antigen. And now it's below 0 and metastasized to 7 areas of my body, which was a good thing because that is my lucky number. Okay. So no, I never was fearful that I'll die from it. And I think that I read something by Dr. Norman Cousins. He wrote a book called The Biology of Hope. And he talked about that when something happens to you, you don't deny it, you defy it. And I was defiant that I'm going to beat this, that there are people who happens to them that they embrace it from a place of fear, takes them out. And Elsie Robinson said, things may happen to you, things may happen. So fortunately, it bothered me, but I had cytokine that had me speaking drugs for several months, speaking from a wheelchair. And it was something that I dealt with that frightened me. Will this ever end? And it was 24 hours. I lost sleep. It was exhausting going from specialists in and out of the country. And just one day, it stopped. I'm glad that I'm past that. I like when you go through some stuff, there's some certain things that you don't want ever to see again. But fear has not been the biggest challenge that I've faced with the things that I've been dealing with in terms of my health.
Well, talk to me about the process. So there have been a few times in your life in getting to know your story where they seem like really key inflection points. Being told that you were totally retarded, that for sure is something that they would have a shaping. You have cancer, that it's stage 4, that they don't know how to treat it. Like, that's something that consumes most. Build that resilience. So maybe by the time you get to cancer, you've already done some.
Now, pay attention to what he just said. When we live or come from in a dominant culture, that means your circumstances. That means, the area that you grew up in, your family, just things around you, you know, school, whatever the case that's around you. When you live in a culture that's dominant, that tells you uh, if you look a certain way, is bad. If you cannot learn a certain way, is bad, or people make fun of you. If you can't do a certain thing, it's bad, or people make fun of you. When we live in these type of circumstances, it kind of sometimes it kind of like it kind of do something to your self-esteem, right? For some, okay? So it's sort of like you have to literally find something inside of yourself, right, to be proud of. Find something inside of yourself that you can literally own and be proud that you really kind of you know, that you really kind of like, I don't know, like made it, or just basically you have something, because so many people, right, make fun of our shortcomings, right? And this happens a lot. Okay. This happens a lot to a lot of people. Me, myself, when I was in school, you know what they call the mean girls or the mean kids or something like that. You know, I saw uh, this happen to other people. Okay. So I wasn't the person actually making fun of that people, or towards that individual, but I saw kids that was making fun of that individual. Throughout life, this happens, right? Nowadays, they call it what, bullying or whatever the case may be. We didn't call it that so much, okay? It was just making fun of people. But what you don't understand is those people that you're making fun of, those people that you making fun of, they are really hurting inside of inside of themselves, right? And you wouldn't want nobody making fun of you, right? I wasn't the one making fun of people. I never really joked around with, with stuff like that, because I know I had imperfection as well. But you have these mean kids, or kids that think they better than others. They do this type of thing. So this is what he's talking about. Once again, you guys, this is going to be just a little long. I'll probably be in here like an hour, and then I'm going to come back in here. But like I said, just be patient with me. If you got to come in, come out, if you got to come back to it, whatever the case, as long as you just really tap in, I appreciate that. Okay. So let's listen again to my mentor, right? Mr. Les Brown. See, look, I am so glad that I'm able now to catch um, these. So when they mute it, I have to catch it, right? See, look, I am so glad that I'm able now to catch these. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see.
In which they respond and the things they have learned, you dismantle their current system and inspire them to create a new chapter with this. And so, but that's an ongoing process of constantly interrupting that conversation, what psychologists call self-explanatory style, because life is going to beat up on you in so many ways, and many things, they come back, negative thoughts and how you feel about yourself, they don't die. They come back once you stop doing the maintenance work on your mind, listening to motivational messages, going to seminars and workshops, spending time quietly listening to the still small voice within. Who am I really? Am I giving my best? Am I just reflecting what's around me? Because all of these various things affect how we show up in life. And so having a strategy to continuously find ourselves reaching higher. Robert Schuller had a book, is not very popular, but I loved it. It's called Peak to Peak, P-E-A-K to P-E-E-K, because you're constantly reaching higher to find out and discover your better self.
Yeah, I want to talk about that difference between, so you have the notion of figuring out who you really are, and I assume you mean beneath the labels. So people
Yes.
are telling me that I'm not smart, but that's not necessarily true. So I want to get down to that layer of what I'm really capable of. But you also talk about found ability to change, and you talk about people needing to be relentless, like to relentlessly pursue that growth. I find that juxtaposition incredibly interesting, where you've got, there is a real you, which potential, and then there is the actualized potential. Is that how you see it, or is there something else there?
Absolutely. There's a real you. They said the impulse to dream has slowly been beaten out of me through the experiences of life. So when you live in a culture that is designed to destroy your sense of self, where you are marginalized, where you have a feeling of being hopeless and powerless, and you're terrorized. I remember going downtown with my mother, and I saw a water fountain. I was about 5 years old, and I ran and I drank from the water fountain. And she grabbed me by the neck and ever do that again, and punching me in the back of my head and my face, and got me down on the ground, was punching me relentlessly. And I said, "Mama, please, it's me, Mama, it's me," with this crazed look in her eyes. And then a white policeman came, and he had a nightstick in his hand. He was hitting it in his left hand.
Oh.
He said, "You beat that little nigger boy enough. Now."
See, many of our kids today don't even understand exactly what he is speaking about. Okay, the older generation do, but this, we once lived. Well, we didn't, but people that was older in our families, like grandmother, older people in our family, they had to go through times that was real challenging, right? More challenging than the times now. The world was against black people, so they experience, our older generations, grandmothers and stuff. They experience something that kids today wouldn't even understand. That's why it's important for us, the parents of these kids today. It's important that we share stories like this to our kids, because nowadays the entitlement of our kids really kind of hurt. It really hurts them in a way because they feel so entitled. But if you listening to Mr. Les Brown, he's telling you the story that he couldn't even drink water out of certain water hydrants because of the color of his skin. Now I get it. We much further along now today, far as white, black, Mexicans, or whatever the case may be. We're a little far along, but still things is sort of the same. It's just dressed up differently. And our kids, they don't even realize this. And it's not so much of them understanding it, but they need to really get educated about how this world actually really is and was. Okay. So we're only going to listen maybe for about another 5 or so minutes. I'm only going to be in here an hour, right? But I'm going to be back in here today. And that's a promise, okay? Because I do want to, get work on a couple of these videos that I've been actually doing. So let's get back to Mr. Les Brown, my philosopher, a man who changed my life. I'm quite sure he changed many, many others out there. Um, he is a well-known living legend. He's about 80, 82, 83 years old. Okay. Still speaking to the people, still changing lives. And that alone inspiring me, okay, for him to still be trying to change people mindsets, okay.
I won't have to beat him with this nightstick. Away laughing. And my mother broke down and saying, Leslie, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I said, Mama, why'd you beat me like? She said, these water fountains are for white only, son. And if that cop had hit me with his nightstick, he would have to kill me. I'd have fought him till he killed me, and I'd left you and your brother by themselves to raise themselves. I'm so sorry. And the book called Learned Optimism, Seligman talk about the fact in ages 0, we determine what's available to us and what's not available to us. And so that was a defining moment. I knew there are certain things I could not do, certain places I could not go. They used signs on Miami Beach that said Jews, dogs not allowed. And so to operate within the constraints of the dominant society and the things that they have created for you. And it's a challenge, and to work to get out even after those laws have changed, because that has become part of you. You're unconscious of what has been put in place. Like you're driving on the expressway, the 405, and you'll get off on an exit that you weren't going in that direct. Conscious, you've done it so many times. People, because they're not making a conscious, deliberate to think outside of what life has thrown at them, they end up doing the same thing over again. Einstein said that thinking that has brought me this far, that this thinking can't solve. And so
Right there, that's the key. So, right, the reason why a lot of people do not actually grow up in life is because they still be kind of stuck on the lessons or the key that they had endured through over the years. Some people get stuck at thinking and resolving issues maybe at the age of shoot, 17, 19, 20, 25, right? But you got to realize each and every day you study getting older, right? With each and every year you study getting older. So you have to start, you have to read books, you have to challenge your mind. Uh, you have to literally study yourself and study the world if you want to grow as the years, as God keep you here on this earth. See, a lot of people, we don't really study as the years keep going on. And that's because this life just turns, it just keeps you busy. So we don't really study past a certain age. And that what gets most people stuck, right? That's what keeps most people stuck in different mind frames because they do not pick up a book. They do not pick up classes or or mentors that can help them navigate throughout the years of you actually getting older. You have to keep learning. You can't be stuck at a certain age of learning. Okay. That's where a lot of us is messing up at. Okay. Because we got the job, we got the kids, we got our relationships, we got all of these things. So we stop basically, we stop gravitating towards information that can help us keep going through life. Okay. Hey, I'm not I keep telling you guys, I'm not a politically correct person. I'm not one of them smart persons. I'm not none of that. Okay. And that I'm a person that looked at my life and wanted to understand it. Okay. I wanted to understand who I was, who my family was. I wanted to understand it. And I wanted to get better, right? Without judging, without pointing fingers, without saying the same saying everybody say, you know what I'm saying? I actually wanted to really know and educate myself about myself, my upbringing, about the world. You see all of this stuff happening in the world. It's a lesson into this. Instead of just judging it, won't we try to dig out information and try to understand it? See, we do more judging and not enough understanding. Okay. We almost an hour in here, and I'm gonna tap out of here. Okay. Because I don't want to go over an hour and then come back in. So finish up on this, Mr. Lesman.
So through relationships, through reading, through studies, through goals and dreams beyond your comfort zone, it allows you to live out of your imagination as opposed to out of your history. Disney said, the imagination is a preview of what's to come. And so as a kid, I dreamed a lot. Taking care of my mother. I used to go with her to clean homes, and she kept their children, and she cooked for these wealthy families. My mother could bake a sweet potato pie so good you couldn't eat it with your shoes on. You had to take your shoes off so you could wiggle your toes. And I used to look at these big beautiful mansions and said, "Mama, what is it, Leslie?" And I become a man. I'm going to buy you a big house. "Oh, you don't have to do this." I said, "I know. But you didn't have to adopt us either." You did. And so I'm here with you because of two women. One gave me life, the other one gave me love. God took me out of my biological mother's womb and placed me in the heart of mother. And because of her example and my love for her and the passion that I felt in my heart, I've got to do something. I've got to do something to put myself in position to be able to take care of her. That drove me. She said, if you know the wife of living, you can endure almost anyhow.
Jesus, man, that was a lot.
Now, we're gonna stop it there. Okay. Um, that was just me introducing. Okay, I've already been studied it and heard. Okay, but uh, y'all guys hear me talk about Mr. Les Brown so much, so I really wanted to introduce his life and the way he uh, actually got inspired to be the great man that he is. Okay. Like I say, I studied it, but a lot of people do not know how his life upbringing was, right? But he's a twin. He got a twin brother, and him and his twin brother was adopted. Okay, and this man has made a beautiful career or out of his life that really wasn't meant in the cards for him. Like he always say, I'm paraphrasing his words, but Mr. Les Brown would tell you in a minute, it was a long shot for him to make it. A lot of us, some people come out with a silver spoon in their mouth. Some people come out with with good with good intel and insights on where they want to be and how they want to be growing up and what they want out of life. Some people have that, right? Some people have, um, some people have their life set together. But what about those that don't? All right, it's a lot of us that really uh, came up in life and didn't know which way to go. Okay, didn't have the guidance to really understand uh, how to navigate through life, right? So what I was when life, like I can at my door, I just went to challenging myself. I went to challenging life. You see, uh, and that's kind of hard within itself. A lot of us we challenge we challenge ourselves in different ways now, but the best way to challenge yourself is in your mind. Okay, the best way to challenge yourself is in your heart. Okay, and that's what they don't teach out here. They don't teach to really get uh, inside of yourself, right? In ordinary to do that, it is a bit challenging. You literally have to block out a lot of the world distractions to really be able to hear yourself, to really be able to hear the world. You literally have to block out these, you know. So no, I didn't want that. Okay, but this what I do want. I am putting together. I am really putting a lot of these kids that I work with. I am sort of like uh, I ain't gonna say a counselor. I'm just gonna say a, a listening ear, right? I am a listening ear to a lot of the youth kids. Uh, these kids had literally have inspired me to actually be able to hold on, I'm trying to look for something. Okay. Yeah, these kids then literally challenge me even more than I have been uh, looking. They do a challenge as well. Like I've been challenging myself, but these kids that I work with, they also challenge me too, and I am very thankful to be around. Uh, I ain't gonna even say thankful to be around. I'm just gonna say for me to be in a mind space because you could work with whoever you work with, right? It's up to you and where your mind at on how you direct conversations, right? You know, you get some people, older people, you get some people that go into these job sites or whatever the case may be, and they actually do not inspire the kids. They let the kids inspire them. That is the wrong thing to do if you an adult. If you an adult, you supposed to be able to look at these kids out here. I don't care how young or old they is. You supposed to have a mind frame of helping challenging people out here, right? I guess a lot of us is not leaders, right? I'm not claiming to be the leader, right? I'm only claiming to really care about the community. I care about what's coming out of my mouth. I care about what I'm representing, and I care about the youth of the kids. So, with that being said, I'm going to always speak love, positivity uh, to the people. And I don't care how old or young you are, right? Now, that's a leader. And I believe it's not enough of us out here to really pick up on that and look at that as a gift uh, that you are helping the universe. When you give back love, when you give back positivity, when you give back the right information, right, to the community out here, uh, you better believe you are literally one of the ones that's helping. So you can check that off. You helping the community. You know, it's just a couple people out here. You can help the community, or you can basically help destroy the community, right? This distractions out here is already destroying the community. So, so you know, it's up to the adults, and a lot of times it don't make no difference how old you is. It don't make no difference what your title is. A lot of people out here is not leaders. A lot of people out here is followers. Okay. I'm gonna get into this one video on how I interact with my coworkers. Uh, it don't make no difference where I'm at. Uh, it don't make no difference what job title that I'm in. I'm always here to help the community. Okay. Now that's a leader. Okay. Yes. Not trying, you're not perfect, and you going into this as an imperfect person. But knowing that you're an imperfect person give you uh more, how should I say, more more humbleness to others. Yeah. So I want to get into this video. I got a couple of videos that I'm actually doing with the youth, and I'm gonna get them on here. They really excited that, like I say, I'm inspired by them. I'm inspired by their stories. I'm inspired by the way they want uh, that they want help. You know, it's a lot of kids out here that really, really wants help. Okay, some out here that don't, right? Some out here that think they know more than you. How? I don't see, because it goes by the number on your birthday cake, right? But with that being said, too, it still doesn't matter sometimes in that regards either. You could be 60 years old and still do not get it. Okay? Believe me, I know a few. So let's get into this. Okay. This is just one video from a young lady that really, really caught my eye because she was so wise as a young girl. I believe she's like 29 years old or whatever the case may be. But I have a lot of them, and we're going to get to this, and I'm going to put them on here. And they they really, really enjoy me caring about their lives, speaking about their lives, and also giving them the good, right advice, right? Yes, I don't feed off into what they talking about. I listen, but my main thing is to get them to understand that this life comes with a lot of work, and it means working on yourself, working on your heart, working on your mind, and being humble enough to recognize that we all need each other. Okay, let's get into this video right here of this young lady. Now, that is my statement of 2025. Yes, that man. Okay, Steve, I'm doing this to show you and your wife. We only have a couple of these left. But say it again. Sit down. Turn it. Okay. Turn. Okay. That's right. Now, can you explain to the people what you just said about not having a mother and a father figure, but had to learn life and life? Can you explain that to people? That's important. Not trying to cut you off, but you just said some real important things, man. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. A respectful. That's right. Okay. Okay. Now let's go back to you saying that the person inside of you, although you feel this strongly about yourself, but let's get back. This is what I be saying. This is why I do this, right? For the positivity, for those who really understands, for those who really want it. This is a special lady to take on the fact of not having. Bye. Next time. Hey, guys, I'm going to be bringing y'all the young experience, right? For all the young people out there, okay? Till next time. Okay, now that was just a little small clip. I have at least three, four of them. Now I got four of them on here. I'm gonna put them all together. Uh, these kids has really been inspiring to me. To really be able to just speak and hear them. Okay, to hear them, to hear what they have went through and their experience of life. And all they needed was somebody to really not only hear what they are saying, but to really, really give good advice, right? That's the most important thing. Getting getting through to these young kids out here. They want someone to hear them. They want information. Yeah, they do. They really want to hear real information that people really cares about. Like what you could tell. Let's put it like that. You could tell they care by the way that the person letting the kids speak and the way the information that the older person that's giving the information, they literally want to hear how they give that information. They want to hear the sincerity of that information. They want to hear truthfulness. Okay, that's the thing. Uh, that's the thing we missing out here. So that's hey, I didn't I guess I'm the challenge one, right? They didn't challenge me to actually take on this job, this position. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. Uh, when I do actually kick it with the kids, with the young kids out here, I am really uh, intrigued, right, by the information and by that I be having with these kids out here. I'm really intrigued by it. So all I can say is this for people out there, um, in this type of lane, dealing with kids, dealing with children. If you have kids, if you have nieces, nephews, like we all do, I know mine's, all my nieces, nephews, and kids totally, I'm not even saying respect, but I'm just going to say respectfully, they really, really appreciate the things that I have to say to them. They really appreciate me listening to the things they have to say or things that concerns them. But they also know that I'm not here to look or to hear they complaints or they gripes about whatever going on in their life or in their life situations. Me, I'm gonna be like my grandmama used to do me. But it's gonna be okay. You do the best that you can do, and you let the Lord Jesus Christ do the rest. That's the story I have for the kids. But you gotta make sure you do the best that you can do. That's what my grandmama used to tell me. I appreciate her. I appreciate her giving me that message, giving me that lesson throughout the years. That's the message that I have for these kids. Shh. Right? Don't complain. Shh. Right? Don't constantly talk about what you don't have, what you do have. Don't talk about that, right? Don't talk about it in your life. Work hard to change them. Work harder on yourself to change your circumstances. Don't blame nobody. Shh. Right? That's my any younger person out there in the universe. You have to do hard work for yourself, for your mind. You have to do the work for you. Can't nobody do it for you, right? This world ain't gonna give it to you, right? But through it all, you just have to be true to you. So this is my message to the kids. So for those out there who's really taking it personal with teaching these kids the right truth, for those out there who's really taking this challenge in personal, I have to tell you guys, keep doing that. I love that spirit in the real people out there that really cares, all right, about giving the right information, okay? It ain't enough of us out here really pushing that type of information out there. Okay, I'm gonna tap on up out of here. I said an hour. I'm 15 minutes over there on the other channel. I know you guys like, now this is a little long. It is Saturday. Yes, the sun is out shining. That's a good thing. Because it's been a little bit on the cold side this winter, okay? And now the seasons is about to change, okay? So listen, go and enjoy your Saturday. I will be back in on my channel. We're gonna do a little of course, music, right? We're gonna do a little music because it is the weekend. We're gonna do a little music. we're gonna get off into some things that I actually been working on. If I can get it to pull up, because it was supposed to be on here and it didn't pick up, so I have to go back over it and see if I can get it to pick up on this channel. But I'm back in today. Okay. So listen, enjoy your Saturday morning. It is 9 o'clock. We is in the third month of 2025. I told you 2025 gonna be a beautiful year. This is a year all blessings come true for those who put work in yourself. If you putting work into yourself, it's gonna pay off. Okay? Put work into yourself. Put work into your put work into your mind. Right? Do something different than what the world tell us to do, or for what the world actually shows us what we should be doing. Do something different, right? Put it inside of yourself, not the job. I'm talking about inside of yourself, inside of your mind. That's what I live for. I live for challenging your heart. I live for challenging your mind. That's what I live for. Okay? Through my upbringings in life, through the things and the challenges in life, I don't want nothing else but a real sense of understanding about myself. And I just want love and peace for the universe. That's all I want ever in life now. I don't want a new car no more. Okay? I don't want the finer things, none of that no more. I just want the happiness of the world, and I want my learning and my happiness and my joyfulness. I just want that to keep growing. I want it for myself, and I want it for you guys there, okay? The community. Yes, that's the energy that I'm bringing. Yes. Okay, listen. I'll be tapping back up in here later on. Okay. Oh, put them back on. Okay, I will be tapping back in later on to that other channel. It is kind of long, right? Hour and 20 minutes. I thank you guys. I love you guys out there in the universe. We're going to be here with some music, some mix up music, right? And then, of course, this bass. Okay? Happy Saturday out there, right? Love the community. Love you guys out there. Peace, love, lessons.